Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. April 15th, Jackie Robinson. Jackie was playing in an all-black league when someone was man enough to ask the uber star athlete, Jackie Robinson, to come in for an interview with the Dodgers. The agent, Clyde Sukeforth, was sent to see Jackie play. Unfortunately, Jackie was recovering from a shoulder injury and didn't play. Sukeforth brought Jackie back to New York anyway, and people commented that they were scouting a man's character more than baseball skills. To get Jackie to the meeting, Sukeforth had to pay $2 to an operator to allow Jackie to use the whites-only elevator. They took a train overnight, and the fact that the two men, one black and one white, shared the Pullman car turned heads. It was the start of change that was long overdue. On this date in 1947, at significant personal risk, Jackie Robinson became the first African American to play Major League Baseball. It was the Dodgers against the Boston Braves, and Jackie played first base. More than 25,000 spectators at Ebbets Field watched 28-year-old Jackie make his Major League Baseball debut.
Opportunity and trouble can have a common denominator: risk. Jackie Robinson took an enormous risk when he agreed to be the first black man in baseball's major league. More than 25,000 spectators at Ebbets Field watched the 28-year-old Jackie make his Major League Baseball debut. Dodgers against the Braves. On April 15th, 1947, Jackie Robinson broke baseball's racial barrier. In 1945, Jim Crow laws were in effect. While many Americans wanted to end the shameful practice of segregation, others fought for the status quo. Baseball was one of the most segregated sports in America, and talented black athletes dared not even dream of playing in the majors. But when Dodgers scout Clyde Sukeforth leaned over the dugout, he introduced himself to Jackie and said he represented the Dodgers. Jackie had to risk dreaming. At first, Jackie, who played in the Professional Negro League, blew off Sukeforth. He later told his teammates about the encounter, and they all had a good laugh. But after the game, Jackie dressed with one thought in mind: dinner. But Sukeforth was waiting outside the dressing room. Jackie tried to ignore him, but the man was so respectful that Jackie felt he had to listen to him. Jackie later would write, "Sukeforth was ready to take me on the most important journey I'd ever taken. He could grant me an opportunity in a field never before opened to my people." But the decision was shrouded in risk. Jackie would have to walk away from his present success and steady paycheck. If he went with Sukeforth and failed, he would be the laughing stock of baseball, the guy dumb enough to believe a Negro might get a chance to play in the majors. But what if he could? In the night sky, a brilliant star drew his gaze. Maybe that star is especially bright for me tonight, thought Jackie. Maybe someone is trying to lead me. Maybe he is up there trying to tell me to go see Mr. Ricky. Jackie took the risk. He risked a new dream, and the sparkling star seemed to shine right down upon him. Branch Rickey, Dodgers president, offered Jackie a straight path to the majors. But first, he was brutally candid about Jackie's future, acting out scenarios of racial hatred with such fervor that Jackie found himself nervously clutching his hands behind his back. Ricky asked Jackie if he was man enough to turn the other cheek. "We can only win if we can convince the world you're a great ball player and a fine gentleman," he said. "You will symbolize a crucial cause. But one incident, just one incident, can set us back 20 years. But it didn't. God saw beyond society's limitations to the future he had planned for Jackie. God sees more for you than your circumstances dictate too. You might have to step out and take a risk, though. Jeremiah 29:11-13 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." How can you cooperate with God's plan for your future? Opportunity and trouble can have a common denominator: risk.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.